Statement.
I'm real proud of our guys. This last month's been a grind. Starting with them all staying here for the holidays, due to COVID, and then obviously with some of the pauses due to COVID, and just how our team has stuck together. And I think we're a much better team than we were when we went to Drake, and obviously losing Marcus. And just how they kept fighting, and we've had great practices, the limited amount that we've had, and then today to come back on a back-to-back and be able to get a win against the championship program. It says a lot about the character of our young guys, and I know they're excited to continue to get better, and we still have over half the Valley season ahead of us, and I think our best basketball is ahead of us, and we got to continue to get better through practicing.
Adam King.
Coach, let's start with the fact that it's been a while since you guys have had a win. It's been almost a month. How nice was it just to be in the locker room coming off a dub?
Yeah, it was great. These guys have been through so much since July, and all you want to do is, give your guys a chance to be successful, to see them happy, to have happy locker rooms so they can experience it. And, obviously when you have a 3-week stoppage and you play 4 games only in a month and you lose those 4, it's a long time, so it's a great feeling for the guys, and I'm happy for them.
What did you see from your guys maybe down the stretch, to kind of hold off you and I as they started to come back? What was it about this team that was able to kind of secure the win?
I think just, we're continuing to learn how to win with our young guys. And I thought, every time out, every huddle, I thought the belief was there, the right things were being said on the court. I thought Lance's leadership today was the best he's had in his SIU career. How he was talking to his teammates, and he played a great floor game. Obviously, he made some huge shots, but his body language and the confidence he instills in his teammates, it rubs off. So I just never thought they wavered today, even though we made a ton of mistakes, we didn't execute sometimes, but they believed they were going to win the whole time.
When you look at Lance's performance today, you kind of touched on it here, but just how helpful is that for your guys, not just for him making shots, but for the rest of the team to see shots fall?
Yeah, it's huge. Obviously, especially without Marcus, Lance is a great player, and he's got a chance to be a really high-level player if he, continues to put in the work and continues to believe in himself. Yesterday he was disappointed with how he played, and we talked last night late, and he came ready to go today in the film session and the walkthrough, and I thought he was as focused as he's ever been today.
You kind of touched on this before you guys first returned, that obviously you weren't going to go from a pause like that immediately back to where you want to be. But with Marcus out, do you think you guys are finally kind of getting back to where you hope to be as you move forward here after the pause?
Yeah, I still think, it'll be nice to have a week of practice moving forward before Bradley. I still think we need to get better. We've only really had 4 team practices in the month of January, and now we got different lineups and different rotations, and probably got to do some different things offensively and defensively without Marcus. So we're still kind of figuring that out on the fly, but, I definitely think, like I said, the next couple weeks we'll continue to improve.
My last question, I'll let you go. Any news on Marcus?
No news. Kind of same thing as before this series started. He'll see the doc again later this week, and then we'll get an update before the Bradley series if he'll be able to participate or not.
Adam Warfel, Daily Egyptian.
Hey, Coach, obviously Lance played well today, but how do you feel like Lincoln complimented Jam Jones in the game today?
Yeah, I'm so happy for Steven. He's a tireless worker, and the whole staff, all the players, his teammates believe in him. And he made some big shots. He stepped up with confidence. He didn't rush them. It's great for him to see, all his work starting to pay off. And, defensively, he's been really solid for us the last 4 games. And that's the reason he's playing so much, is because, we can trust him on the defensive end as well.
You got Bradley coming up here, and you said a week of practice will be good. How do you feel about this win after going to Bradley next week?
It's a lot better than going there with a loss, that's for sure. Bradley's obviously been to the tournament the last 2 years. You know, we're going to have our hands full. Peoria is not an easy place to play. So, you know, we got to really worry about ourselves these next couple days and then start preparing for Bradley. And, you know, for us, we just got to try to continue to play possession-by-possession basketball. You know, especially with a younger team, you've really got to be consistent in terms of your effort, your execution, your intensity, and that's what we're trying to stress with our guys.
What did Northern Iowa do there from your perspective in the second half to kind of close the gap on you guys?
Well, they played small, so they played with 5 guys who could shoot it. And, you know, I thought we got the ball inside a good amount there. And, you know, Kyler and Anthony just missed some jump hooks and some layups. And I think if we could have made those, we probably would have been able to make them readjust to going back big. So with them playing small, they were able to spread us out and get to the basket and shoot some threes. You know, so we got to, again, we're figuring out lineups on the fly here still without Marcus. And you know, we got to do a better job defensively in the second half. That's been a huge focus for us through these series.
All right, thanks, Coach. That's all I have.
Todd Hefferman.
Bryan, they had 4 guys in double figures, but, you know, how well did your team, I guess, follow the defensive scout today?
Well, the first half defense was really good, just like yesterday. You know, the second half defense, we got to improve. You know, the guys got to communicate better to each other down there without the bench and the coaches by them in that first half. And then, like I said, you know, the last 10 minutes of the game, they were basically playing 5 guards. And I think we got what we wanted offensively besides a couple turnovers. You know, I think Kyler was 1 for 4 maybe in that second half. Anthony missed a couple bunnies. Steven missed a layup. So I think if we could have executed and made a couple layups, that would have caused them to adjust a little bit. But we got to do a better job with our communication when they do play 5 guards with our switching and, you know, still taking away the paint.
You know, you make a lot of threes, but a lot of those threes were open because you made that third pass. Just how well did you guys, you know, turn a good shot into a great shot today?
Yeah, that's, you know, our biggest focus this morning. You know, show them all the times where we could have made one more pass or, you know, Northern Iowa really packs the paint. So they're kind of living with those threes, and our guys did a great job of making that extra pass. You know, I think anytime we get over 15 assists, you know, I think that's pretty good for our club, and we have a pretty good record once we're sharing the ball like that. So we got to continue to stress that. We got to continue to get better at that because we do have a bunch of guys who can make shots on the perimeter.
You know, Lance is really has a lot of the Division I games on your team's experience. Why do you think people gravitate to him, you know, when he does lead a little bit more vocally like he did today?
He's just, you know, I think all the guys respect him. He's a likable kid off the court. He's got a great personality, and when he translates that, you know, competitiveness onto the court, I think it just rubs off. And, you know, obviously without Marcus now, Lance has played the most minutes on our team, even though he's only a sophomore. And, you know, so I think the guys understand that, and we need Lance to play like that. You know, he doesn't have to make 7 threes every game, but just in terms of his decision-making, to only have 2 turnovers and 6 assists, that's huge for us.
Devonzo really had a lot of energy. Just where do you think that came from today?
Yeah, I thought he had a great stretch there at the end of the first half, maybe the last 8 minutes or so. You know, did a great job offensive rebounding for us, and was able to be physical with some post-ups, was able to drive closeouts and kick it for extra shots. You know, Anthony's that type of player, you know, and you know, it's our responsibility just to, you know, help him, you know, and put him in positions to be successful and to get that out of him every single night because we need him to play like that.
Thank you.